get this game? This is the dumbest game ever.
Hello again, I hope you're all doing well. Much like a church bulletin, let me just do a couple quick announcements. First off, my pandering moment. Now, I do this as a hobby and kind of when my schedule allows, so very sporadic posting as you notice. This is never going to be a big channel because what I cover here has a limited audience, but I want to do videos that colleagues are going to find helpful. Likes and subscribes help me gauge which ones I should do more of in the future and which ones I should stay clear of. Second, race judicata, June 30th. As of the time of broadcast, I'm down another pound, but sign up, it's for charity. Today is all about receiverships, and near the end, I'm going to cover an even more draconian enforcement machination called sequestration. You're going to love that one, so stay tuned. But don't freak out if you don't remember what a receivership is, because I have a cheesy TikTok for that. An equity receivership is when someone takes control of an asset to protect it while litigation is pending. Now, this is common in cases where they have the defendant dead to rights, but they're worried he's going to drag out the litigation long enough to do something nefarious with the asset before they can get to trial. Now, in order to get this, you have to have a right to the asset, or you have to have a lien on the asset, or the asset is some sort of special fund that you have the right to liquidate, like a bank account. That's just step one. We still have step two, which is you also have to show the asset was either obtained by fraud or that the property income arising from that asset is in danger of loss from like neglect, waste, misconduct, or insolvency. Finally, the receiver has to put down a bond, but in Illinois, this can be waived on good cause shown. Recent family law decisions have placed receiverships back into the spotlight, namely the Padilla opinion, which is a nuts case. You got bankruptcy, ARDC issues, a federal criminal charge or two. Now you can wait for the Netflix series on it to come out because the only thing that's important here is the holding. Receiverships can be made in post-decree family law cases. So you may be thinking, well, who cares? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. In Remarriage of Campbell, I covered this years ago. Production values were a little bit on the iffy side, but the case notes that Section 505D states that the moment you're late on child support, a lien attaches by operation of law to everything, everywhere, all at once. Shirt off his back, new truck, his roofing business, and what's the prerequisite for a receivership? Bingo! But it's not a gift wrap. It's designed to prevent economic injury to the person who's owed money. Mere suspicion he's going to scuttle his roofing business isn't enough. You need to point to something, like they stopped taking new customers after you filed an enforcement motion. Or as in Padilla, a lawyer caught like a whole bunch of serious federal charges, and that unless someone came on board and took over the ex's assets, which included a pub, the unpaid obligations from the divorce judgment would likely go unsatisfied. But let's say you represent people who don't own a bunch of pubs. You know, the one thing about family law that baffles me, sometimes people will choose to die on the most ridiculous hills. For example, they'll do 30 days in jail for unpaid support. It doesn't bother them. But if you take away their truck, they're going to move heaven and earth to get it back. And here's where sequestration comes in. It's a crazy remedy, I'll give you that. It's where you ask the judge to order the sheriff to go out, take that truck, and sell it. Don't pass go, don't collect $200. The leading matrimonial case is from 1984. It's still good law. Technically, you don't even need a contempt finding, but I think having one on file is a good idea. All you need is the ability to point to an asset that they own, and if the judge is inclined, they can order the sheriff to sell it. Now, a word of caution, there's nothing in the statute or case law that says the IMDMA overrules Illinois' creditor protections, and I feel they still apply. So you can ask the judge to seize that, whatever, but they're still going to get $15,000 in home equity, $2,400 if they have a vehicle, $4,000 for their wild card, and $1,500 in business tools. So obviously you still need to do your due diligence, but it's an option for some difficult cases. Finally, if you want to appeal the receivership or sequestration,
may the odds be ever in your favor.
Because the standard review is abuse of discretion. That's basically stating that no other judge in Illinois would have done what this judge did. It's the highest standard we have. Anyways, before I go, longtime viewers may know that I occasionally draft my kids into these really cheesy videos. And recently, my oldest turned 10. So because this is my video and I can do pretty much whatever I want, happy birthday, little Sophie.
My daddy dance.